Welcome to On the Chain.
Yeah, so Tag, TAIG, put this up, said, if you're disappointed in what you learned about Warren Davidson working with the members of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance that obliterated our XRP, Dr. Enoch is running against Warren Davidson. Dr. Enoch, would you be willing to set up a crypto wallet and take XRP donations? Now, Jeff, here's the funny part about this. Tag shares a meeting that Warren Davidson was at with members of the Ethereum Alliance. And you know what I say to that? So what? Who cares? So in one tweet, are you disappointed that Congressman Warren Davidson was at a meeting with in that meeting were members of the Ethereum Alliance and tweeted a picture of it? So in one moment, he went from that to the man who authored the token taxonomy in 2018, reintroduced it in March of 2021, still hands down, Jeff, the best crypto legislation put forth, hands down. I mean, we've reviewed it all. Tom Embers put some great legislation forward. Now, what's great about what Warren Davidson has done is it's bipartisan. He has members from both parties. It's not just a Republican thing. It's not a Democrat thing. It's bipartisan.
And Chip, it's really about the bill. It's
exactly.
not about
who's
been seen with whom, or, and sometimes, Chip, you're connecting, there's dots being connected that just don't connect, so, Diane is saying question everything. Yeah, we should question everything. We've reviewed that Token Taxonomy Act inside and out. And like you said, it was by far one of the best pieces of legislation presented in front of Congress.
Jeff, does it single out any digital asset in that legislation, proposed legislation?
Not, and that's the beauty of it, and it was very, very specific. And so one of the things, Chip, and I talked about this a bit yesterday, but, now that you're bringing up, Tag, here, he then goes on to single out the Token Taxonomy Act as though the Token Taxonomy Act, on its own has been somehow corrupted. And the Token Taxonomy Act was not corrupted. The Token Taxonomy Act was very, very straightforward in terms of legislation, in terms of what it was seeking to accomplish, and that was amending the Securities Act of 1933, the Securities Exchange Act of 1934, the Internal Revenue Act or Code from 1986. And there were some other, specific measures that it was seeking to amend. One of them was also to, make it that, as you have any kind of transaction with a realized gain of, I think it was up to like $600, where that would, be transacted without taxation. So there, there were some things presented. Was it perfect? Was it, everything that we would want? Maybe there was more that, we'd want more out of it. But to date, it was really putting clarity where clarity was needed, and it was coming from the right body, and that body is Congress, not the SEC. And had that legislation actually seen the light of day within the Financial Services Committee, we probably would not have the SEC v. Ripple lawsuit right now. We would have had,
no, absolutely not.
Clarity. We would have had discussion. There would have been a lot of other things that were taking place. Unfortunately, 2018, kind of came and went. The second time it was presented in 2020 came and went, and then, and it, and I think it's been presented 3 times. And it just never, got discussion in the Financial Services Committee.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And it just never was brought up. And meanwhile, you got executive orders going on when you have the solution, whether it's Tom Emmer. Now you have there's more bipartisan legislation that's happening, that's coming out of the Senate. There's going to be some bipartisan that's going to be coming out. It's already been done. People are like, well, what's the answer? What do we do? It's already been done. And so, Jeff, what I'm really disturbed by, and it's not about this other candidate. It's not about who's running against it. What I have an issue with is the rush to judgment. The rush to judgment of a person who's done probably the most to advance a piece of legislation that amends the 1933 Securities Act. It changes the language forever, and that changes everything for digital assets going forward. I mean, we're not going to jump into the legislation, but and then look at the comments. This is disturbing for me, Jeff, being in this community, and I'm disturbed by this. Tag says, I'm not getting into right or left political views here, and I don't know much about Dr. Enoch, but I'm just offering an option to try and vote Warren Davidson.
Warren Davidson basically wants to vote him out.
Vote him out.
Chip,
for what?
That's an ignorant comment.
Ignorant.
Because he is getting involved in right or left political views. Actually, it's worse. It's worse than getting involved, because you are immediately jumping on somebody that, did he make the right decision putting out the tweet on that Ripple commentary? Maybe not. Did he then delete it? He did delete it. Has he now said it was incorrect? He said it's incorrect. But from Tag's perspective, to come out and say you're not getting involved politically left and right, and
Sure
immediately going and promoting the social justice, socialist, communist candidate, you're already making a determination, and you're supporting somebody that doesn't support, anything that you stand for, because you think they may or may not support crypto, which she doesn't, but she's trying to, she wants to. But the thing is that, as they're ganging up on Warren Davidson, on Congressman Davidson, they're trying to single out the Token Taxonomy Act. They said, oh, it was written by the Ethereum Foundation. Nobody has gone, and actually read the Token Taxonomy Act. And so I actually pulled it up. So, these tweets are kind of outrageous, because it's all about the cryptocurrency. It's about how do you promote and get, clarity? How do you get, regulatory clarity? And that's what we're all trying to achieve. That's what we all want. So whether it's coming from, a Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter, but the way Tag, kind of went about it is wrong, because he didn't go and try to investigate the other person. He just said, oh, support that person and not this person, because I don't have any specific evidence, but he did put out a tweet against Ripple, and I'm not happy. Now, if Warren Davidson doesn't support Ripple and is against Ripple, the company, or maybe doesn't like XRP, does that somehow impact, what he's doing from his legislative perspective? Because then it wasn't so much as that. Then they went after the Token Taxonomy Act as well, without justifying or digging into or trying to understand the Token Taxonomy Act. And I think, that was problematic as well.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.